Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
Kia ora e hoa. Hello, my friend. I'm Suzy Cato.
And I'm Trevor. And this is
Suzy and Friends. It's the podcast for tamariki right across New Zealand and the world. As usual, we'll start with a brain teaser. A little something to get you thinking, okay? Are you ready? Well, here we go. This one was sent in by Glory, who's 9 years old and lives in Taranaki. Kia ora, Glory.
Okay, it goes like this. The more there is, the less you see. What is it?
Ooh, the more there is, the less you see.
Yep, that's right. The more there is, the less you see.
Is it something to do with the letter C?
Oh, I like your thinking, but it's not. It's the less you see, like with your eyes.
Okay. The more there is... so something might stop you seeing.
Oh, I think you're onto something, Suzy.
Is it darkness?
Great guess, but not quite.
Oh, I know. The more there is, the less you see. Is it something like fog?
Oh my gosh, Suzy, you are right. Yes, the answer is fog.
Woohoo!
Great stuff, Suzy, and thank you to Glory for sending that brain teaser in. Coming soon on Suzy and Friends in a podcast, the first in our new series of Little Yellow Digger stories told by the author Betty Gilderdale. There are fun facts about brains and what else? Oh, Suzy teaches us how to say the food is yummy in Te Reo Māori.
7-year-old Emily's here to talk about a book she read recently. It's called The Rhyming Pirate. We'll hear what Emily thought of it soon. There are jokes, and young Robin has a story about a caving adventure.
Right now, though, it is time to play a game. We call it the competition with no prize. It's also known as...
What's that sound? Just listen carefully to the sound Trevor will play and see if you can work out what it is. We'll play it in a second and then a couple more times during Suzy and Friends today. And at the end of the podcast, we'll give you the answer.
Okay, let's do it. Turn it up and listen up. What's that sound? I'll play it for you again.
What's that sound? He Aotearoa tangi. Do you know what that sound is? Are you sure? Do you need another lesson? Well, we'll play it again soon, and we'll give you a clue soon too, okay? And at the end of Suzy and Friends, we'll give you the answer.
Let's have a laugh, shall we? Here's Eli, Jada and Yaakov, this week's Jokers.
What do you get when you cross a vampire with your school teacher?
I don't know. What do you get when you cross a vampire with your school teacher?
A blood test.
Ouch! Very cool.
Because vampires suck blood, teachers give you school tests.
They sure do.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Suzy.
Suzy who?
Suzy Cato. What did the traffic light say to the car?
I don't know. What did the traffic light say to the car?
Don't look, I'm changing. Get it? Because he's changing.
Fantastic.
Changing lights or changing clothes.
Awesome. That is a very cool joke.
This is Suzy and Friends with my friend and your friend, Suzy Cato.
Great job, Eli, Jada and Yaakov. Those are very good jokes. Love them all. This is Suzy and Friends in a podcast with Suzy Cato and Trevor. Time for some random fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts.
And today's fun facts are about brains. Fun fact 1, our brain is soft and squishy, and it sits inside our skull. The The skull is the bony bit of our head that helps protect our brain. An adult human brain weighs about 1.3 kilos, and that's about as heavy as a pineapple. Fun fact 2. Whenever we see, think or do something, information zooms around things called neurons inside our brain. The fastest information zooms between neurons is about 400 kilometres an hour. That's faster than the fastest car. Fun fact 3. Have you ever had a brain freeze headache? Maybe when you're eating ice cream? A brain freeze happens when you eat or drink something that's really cold. It cools the blood vessels and arteries in the back of your throat that take blood to your brain. These shrink when they're cold, giving you a pain in your forehead. But don't worry, a brain freeze won't do any harm. So you don't need to stop eating ice cream, okay? Phew. And that's Fun Facts for today.
Thank you, Suzy. I am so glad I don't have to give up ice cream.
Me too.
Hey, Suzy.
Yes, Trevor?
Why did the ice cream truck break down?
I don't know. Why did the ice cream truck break down?
Because of the rocky road.
7-year-old Emily's here soon to chat about the book The Rhyming Pirate. And we've got What's That Sound? But first, The Little Yellow Digger. Peter Gilderdale will read you Little Yellow Digger stories for the next few weeks on Suzy and Friends, and we'll start today with the very first one. It's simply called The Little Yellow Digger.
The Little Yellow Digger by Betty Gilderdale. In the next door garden, they were digging out a drain when the weather turned quite nasty and it poured and poured with rain. The garden got so muddy that the little digger stuck. So they sent another digger, and it really was bad luck that it slid upon the mud in the wind and the rain and fell upon its side in the half-dug drain. So they got a bigger digger, but the bigger digger stuck. Then a bigger digger was brought up on a truck. It was huge, and it was heavy, and you guessed it, it got stuck. Now in the next door garden, slowly sinking in the ground, was the little yellow digger with its wheels spinning round, and a digger on its side in the half-dug drain, with the big red digger which had ropes and a chain, and the bigger digger all shining in the rain. They were sunk down deep with the bright red truck, deep down in the mud, and all of them stuck. Then the drivers had a meeting, and they said they wouldn't stay, but promised they'd come back when the rain had gone away. And only 2 days later, the wind blew brisk and dry, and the sun shone very brightly from a blue and cloudless sky. The mud dried hard as concrete, so when the men came back, the bigger digger was still stuck upon the track. They couldn't make its engine turn the wheels around. The mud had hardened round it and trapped it in the ground. Mud trapped the bigger digger with its ropes and its chain, so it couldn't pull the digger from the half-dug drain. But the little yellow digger was standing on firm ground. They managed now to start it, and the wheels turned around. It was the little yellow digger that pulled the digger from the drain, and they both together pulled the bigger digger with its chain. Then all three pulled together till with a clatter and a thud, the bigger digger rumbled up out of the mud. So the bigger digger and its truck went back, and they drove the other diggers home along the track. But the little yellow digger stayed to finish off the drain. It helped to make a driveway that would stay hard in the rain. And often we remember those diggers and the truck, and how it rained, and all the mud, and everything got stuck.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
Ka pai tō mahi. Good job, Peter. That is Peter Gilderdale and the Little Yellow Digger.
Have you read any Little Yellow Digger stories? They are very good. You can buy them in bookshops or find them in your local or school library. I wonder which Little Yellow Digger story Peter will read next time. Hey, which story would you like to hear? Why don't you email us and let us know? suzy@suzy.co.nz is our email address.
Okay, are you ready for another try at working out today's mystery sound? It's our competition with no prize. What's that sound? Here it comes.
What's that sound? Do you know? Well, here's a clue. It's a living thing, a big living thing. Okay, I think that might be enough of a clue for now.
Now I thought it was like a flute or a whistle, but they're not living things, are they?
Keep thinking, Trevor, keep thinking.
I sure will. But right now, let's find out what Emily thought of the book The Rhyming Pirate.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm 7 years old, and today I'm reviewing the book The Rhyming Pirate. It's written and illustrated by Glenn Jones. It's about a pirate who's trying to find a rhyme for terror, and in the end he finds out that the rhyming word for terror is parrot. It's a funny book because there's lots of different things that are very colourful, so when you look at it, it looks really funny. One of the things that really funny about the picture is that it had chocolate fish on his undies, and there's sharks on his socks, and parrots on his socks, and fish on his socks. My favourite character is the parrot because he's really funny in all the pictures. Some of the funny things the parrot does is flying in with the boot and sitting on the pirate's hat. I like the illustration because they're interesting and because they're colourful and fun. My favourite part is when it says genius at work. I think he wrote the book because he had a good sense of humour and he wanted people to have fun. The book reminded me of my dad because he liked to go sailing on boats and sometimes he rhymes to be funny. My name is Emily and that was my review for The Rhyming Pirate by Glenn Jones. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.
Kia ora, Emily. Nice job. The Rhyming Pirate by Glenn Jones. This is Suzy and Friends with Suzy Cato and Trevor. And guess what? It's cool to kōrero.
And today we're learning to say, the food is yummy in te reo Māori. This is something you could say to your mum or dad when they've cooked an awesome dinner, okay? Are you ready? He reka te kai. The food is yummy. Listen to me say it again. He reka te kai. And now, how about we try saying the words? We'll say them one at a time. I'll say it first and you repeat it after me. You ready? He reka te kai. Okay, now let's say it together. I'll say it first, then you have a turn. He reka te kai. Well done, ka pai.
And we'll have more cool te kōrero next time on Suzy and Friends. Soon we'll have the answer to today's What's That Sound? But right now, here's Robin with a story about a caving adventure.
Hi, I'm Robin Ashton. This is my story about caving. Look up, there are cave wetters on the ceiling, I shouted. Everybody looked up and said things like, I've never seen cave wetters before. They could jump down on us and bite us to death. That's unlikely. I was on a scout caving camp and I was with some other scouts. We were in the entrance to a cave. There was about 55 centimetres of water flowing from deep inside the cave. There were stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Stalactites are spikes that hang from the ceiling, and stalagmites stick up from the ground. Ian Grant started heading into the dark depths of the cave. His headlight lit the way. He called back, "Come on, everyone, let's go." So everyone started to follow him, being careful not to bump or break any of the stalactites or stalagmites. The water was getting deeper and deeper and flowing faster and faster. Soon we came to a huge opening. There were heaps of stalactites and stalagmites all over the place, and lots of glowworms. It was like an island with the water flowing around it. We had to find another tunnel that would lead us deeper into the cave. Eventually we did, but we had to lie on our tummies and push ourselves through water to get to another opening. This time there was only one tunnel that was very skinny and not very tall. So Ian went through, then I went through, trying not to get cut by the stalactites. Eventually we got through. There was a very small opening, and Ian wanted me to go through. So I did. It was very cramped. I looked up and screamed. There were hundreds and hundreds of cave wetters above me. I squirmed out, and we headed back to where the others were. Then we left the cave and went back to camp. No one got hurt.
Thank you, Robin. Wow, that sounds like quite an adventure, doesn't it? You get to do lots of cool stuff like that at Scouts Aotearoa, like outdoor activities and games and crafts and camps. There's Kia for 5 to 8-year-olds, Cubs for kids 8 to 11, and Scouts for 11 to 14-year-olds.
OK, here's your last chance to play What's That Sound? Whakarongo, listen up. What's that sound? He aha teratangi.
And the answer is a whale. That's right, that's the sound a whale makes. It's sometimes called whale song. So, if you got the answer right, congratulations, you're a star! And we'll have another What's That Sound next time on Suzy and Friends.
We better go now, but before we do, thank you to Eli, Jada and Yakov for the triple treat of jokes.
Thanks to Betty Gilderdale for reading The Little Yellow Digger.
Thanks to Glory for the brain teaser about fog.
Kia ora, 7-year-old Emily for telling us what she thought of the book The Rhyming Pirate.
And thanks to Robin for the caving adventure story.
Thank you New Zealand On Air and RNZ, especially Brianna, Jamie, Steve, Tim and Tim, Phil and Duncan. And a million thank yous to you for joining us for Suzy and Friends.
Hey, please contact us if there are any ideas or jokes or brain teasers that you'd like to share with us. Our email, suzy@suzy.co.nz, and our website, suzy.co.nz. Next time on the Suzy and Friends podcast, another Little Yellow Digger story. Tyler rescues a bee and there's a tiger with a big temper. Ka kite.
We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, my friend. Ka kite.
This is Suzy and Friends
with Suzy Cato.